We also realized that for some people receiving their A-level results, the picture was a little different and they may not be happy with their grades. And that's why we have our expert, Jamie Bradford, here today on hand to offer you some helpful advice. One key thing to remember is that we are here to help. And if you have any questions or if you're worried, please give us a call on our clearing number, which is 0116 257 7000, or you can message us on WhatsApp on 07970 655 800. Both numbers are at the bottom of the screen. They'll be there throughout the whole live stream. So please feel free to give us a call or message us. My name is Olga. I work for the DMU social media team, and I'm going to be your host for today. And we also have Dal from our inquiries team today. Hi, Dal. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name's Dal. I'm the hired help. Jamie's the expert, as Olga mentioned. So I'll be chipping in with my 10 pence here and there.
That's perfect. And as mentioned before, we have Jamie as well. Jamie, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey, yeah, thanks, Olga. So I'm Jamie. I work in the school and college liaison team at DMU. I've just worked out in the last few minutes, I've actually done 21 years of clearing now, which is kind of scary. Obviously, I started very, very young with the first one, but yeah, so plenty of experience. And as Olga says, we are here to help. That's our main reason for the stream and the main reason for the phone call and lines being open.
Thank you, Jamie. Remember that we are going to answer any questions that you might have, so feel free to leave them in the comments and we will answer them at the end of the live stream. But to start with, Jamie, from your amazing experience, can you please tell us what clearing is?
It's more extensive than amazing, but absolutely. So clearing essentially it's perceived as a bit of a negative thing. It's perceived that you're in clearing because something has gone wrong, that you've not got the results you wanted and you're working on some plan B. And that is the case for some people. I'm sure some people watching this could find themselves in that situation. But clearing also is an opportunity. We get students who might have changed their mind and want to do a different course or go to a different university. And we get students who are applying late, didn't think of going to university at all in the first place, and now want to apply at this stage to start this September. So it can be a challenging, stressful thing, but it can also be an opportunity. And the bottom line is loads of people get great courses through their clearing choices. So you also get some interesting characters in the background here. So you'll get to see an insight into our clearing ops with all the stuff that's going on behind me. But clearing it's an opportunity to acquire a place in August and September, leading through to starting this year.
Great, thank you. So what's the main piece of advice that you would give to applicants who did not receive the grades they expected yesterday?
What do you think, Dan? I'll let you come on this one first with a top tip. You're always a man with some pearls of wisdom. What do you think the top tip should be?
I would just say don't stress and don't panic. Please rest assured that you're not going to be the only one that probably didn't get the results that you quite expected. And at the point of time that you guys find yourself in, you might feel like, oh my God, everything's doom and gloom. But when you look back at it in hindsight, you will still find a place on a course that you would like to study. There are a lot of wonderful people ready to take your phone call, ready to talk you through the next step. So please do not stress, do not worry. If you are worried around the grades that you have received, all you need to do, the numbers on the bottom of the screen, please do give us a call and you can speak to any one of us today and we'll be able just to put your mind at ease and show you all the different options and opportunities that you guys have still got. So don't look at it as your opportunities have been taken away from you, but just look at it as a second chance to get on the course or go into the field that you guys want to study.
No, wise words, Del. I think it's just about being proactive. You might find yourself feeling quite stressed and quite anxious and thinking, oh gosh, things haven't worked out how I wanted them to. But don't kind of just sit in the background and wallow about that. Be proactive. The reason we have the phone line and the WhatsApp is to help you, but you need to reach out and have that proactive first communication. And once you reach out, you'll realize, as Del has said, there's plenty of opportunities out there, lots of things that you can still do. And hopefully you can still find yourself a positive place at DMU to start this autumn. So yeah, get in touch is absolutely the top tip. Keep calm and also get in touch yourself. We've had people's mums, dads, grannies, aunties ring up. It's loads easier if you ring up yourself and we can speak directly to you because it's just a one-to-one communication. Then we can ask you all the questions we need to ask you. You can ask all the questions you need to ask us, and then we can get to the bottom of the situation and give you a positive outcome.
Thank you. And of course, this has been probably quite a difficult year for a lot of students doing their exams, which is why we also offer now verbal offers. We do verbal offers based on mock results for some students. Could you expand on that a little bit, please?
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously something that's only cropped up over the last few days. So we know that you guys have been in a really unusual situation. Your studies were cut short in the middle of March. You're getting results for exams that you've never taken, which is pretty much unprecedented. And at the last minute, the day before the results, there was the big issue, shall we say, coming down from Scotland regarding perceived unfairness on the grades. So the government has decided to add an extra level of support for yourselves, which is that if you're not happy with the results that you've got, you can go back to your mock exams, you can appeal and potentially get into university and have those grades on your CV. So we're completely flexible, open-minded, supportive, and realise the challenges that you guys have faced. So if you think that your grades you've currently got is what's blocking you to go to uni, but your mock grades actually were far more positive and you're thinking of appealing on that grade, give us a call, drop us a WhatsApp. We can potentially make you a conditional offer based on the appeal you're going to do and the grade you're hoping to get approved through your mocks. So if you think that the grades you've been given now won't get you in, but your mocks would, give us a call, we'll make the offer, and when you've got something positive and constructive waiting for you as you work through the appeal process. Don't be tempted to do the appeal first and then get in touch with unis, because places might not be quite so available. Get on the front foot, contact universities now, get the offer from ourselves, and then you can go and work out the appeal process knowing there's an offer sitting there positively waiting for that process to happen. But it's unprecedented, and as things continue to change, we will continue to be flexible and supportive with our policies to support you in your application to get to DMU this year.
So what other things are going to be considered apart from the grades then? What else are the admissions team looking at?
It depends on the course. If you're applying for things like nursing, then we'll also do a short interview, probably over Teams or Skype. So a digital interview to chat about yourself, your passion, your experience. If you're applying for a creative course, we do things like game art, fashion design. Then you can submit digital portfolios and we will review your application from there. And also, we're just talking case by case by case by case. There's so many people this year in unique situations. And so there's no longer a kind of straightforward rule book on what we offer on. There's an adaptability to find out what the situation someone's in, understand that, work with that, and then be as flexible as we can around that to try and support each individual person, because we know the reason you're in your situation right now is really through no fault of your own. We're all sort of victim of circumstance, and people getting their exam results are a real prime example of that.
Yeah, and the personal statement is always a very important thing as well to consider, isn't it?
It is.
Even though those were included in the UCAS application already.
They are. So the statement you've done will also be looked at, as will all the prior experience that you've got as well. So every single application submitted, they'll look at the statement, they'll look at the grades you've got, they'll look at the mock grades now through a potential appeal, and they can look at the portfolios, add the interviews, all those types of things. I mean, we've been in the call centre now. Normally this room behind me and around me has got 200 and something people in there taking calls. Because of the COVID situation, we've got people at home taking calls, we've got a far bigger volume of people on WhatsApp. So everything we've had to do operationally has changed, and our flexibility in that mentality is rolled into making offers and dealing with students as well. So I think the top thing is get in touch, explain your situation, and we will do what we can to help. I mean, Del, you've been supporting the call handlers, haven't you, today? It's been quite a huge range of different situations people has been in, hasn't there?
There's not one, like Jamie, like really to emphasize on what Jamie's saying, there is not one set ideal student. So each student's circumstances are different. So what we do as call handlers, what we do as people who are overseeing this, is take each call by call basis. So should you have a unique issue or something that you want to discuss with us, or you feel like it's not shared by many other students, don't let that deter you from picking up the phone and giving us a call today, because we will look at it individually, we will assess your case individually, and hopefully we'll be able to provide you with the offer that you're looking for.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the students who think that their grades might affect their application and would like to appeal, do they need to call right now? It's the Monday's a deadline for it, isn't it?
Well, Yeah, they could. In reality, I think we're likely to be flexible even beyond Monday in terms of that, because we know it's ever changing, and we know at the minute your school and college, they know you can appeal. They won't necessarily know at this stage how you can appeal, because it was only put in place as a concept the day before results day. So keep in touch with your school and college, because the appeal is likely to run with them, because they're the people obviously who hold your mock grades. So keep in touch with them. But at the same time, the top tip we can give above everything else is get in touch now. Let us know that you intend to appeal. We can then make you an offer based on that appeal, and then you can go through the process with the reassurance that the offer is going to be there. Don't sort of think you've got to get the new grades in the bag confirmed and everything else in a letter before you get in touch. Get the offer first. It'll be a verbal offer, conditional on the appeal process, and then you can work through that process without the stress of worry about, will I get a place at the end? But it's complicated, it's ever changing. Keep in touch with your schools, keep in touch with us, keep in touch with just what's happening in the news as well, because there's going to be a lot of, I'm sure there are more changes coming over the next few days. So just keep your eye on things, be proactive, but reach out for support that's available from ourselves and your teachers and careers advisors.
Perfect. Thank you very much for that. So just moving back to the generic sort of clearing inquiries, what courses do we have on offer for clearing?
Right, how do you define? So let's do a faculty each, Dal. Right, I'll start off with art, design, humanities. So our course is split into four main areas. Four main areas. The first faculty is art, design, humanities. So these are our creative courses, our performing arts courses. We also do history, English, those types of things. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to hold spaces to make sure that there are places available for students who are facing ongoing challenges in securing their grades. So whilst some of the really, really limited number of places courses are closed, there's still lots of places available. So art, design, humanities is performing arts, all sorts of creative art courses, and that huge range of humanities, English, creative writing, those types of things. Business and law, Dal, over to you. What courses have we got there?
So you've got your business and law school. So in there, you'll have all your business courses. So business management, business finance, marketing, business law. You got economics. You got accountancy. Then you've got all your different law courses that sit under there. Again, DMU has its own law school here. So you'll be taught in fantastic facilities on there. And then from business and law, we've got Chem. Over to you, Jamie, for Chem.
Yep, cheers, mate. So Chem is, as it sounds, computing, engineering and math. So a huge range of computing courses, everything from the creative side of computing, sort of the game art side of things, through to the more programming related courses like software engineering. We do business information systems, we do computer security, huge range of IT courses. Engineering is mechanical, electrical, mechatronic, aeronautical engineering, and then we'll do mathematics courses as well, which is a much more pure hands-on maths course. And also, just to clarify, the campus, whilst we know that things aren't going to be completely as normal in October, the campus is still going to be open. You'll still be doing some elements of face-to-face teaching, perhaps not lectures because you won't have 300 people in one big room, but you'll still have classroom-related seminars, one-to-one with your tutors. There'll still be chances to use the facilities, the laboratories, the studios, those types of things. So it's still going to be a very hands-on experiential student experience, underpinned by some of the digital and virtual learning that we've all developed and learned how to do over the last 6 months. And then finally, Del, over to you. You've probably got the most complicated one. Health and life sciences. How do you define that faculty?
So it's pretty much in the title. I should know. I used to teach in this school, so I should be.
Oh yeah, well, no excuses then, mate. No excuses.
I should be able to put a good definition on this. No, so it's everything to do with your psychology, your health and community work. So if you're looking at social work courses, if you're looking at nursing courses, midwifery does sit in there, but I believe midwifery is full now and closed. So, but we still have our nursing courses that are still open. So psychology. So you've got the different variants of psychology. So you've got psychology with criminology, you've got psychology with mental health and well-being. You can do psychology on its own. You've got education studies for those of you that want to veer into a career of teaching. So we do have a vast majority of our courses that still have places on. So if you are interested in anything that me or Jamie have just mentioned very briefly around all the schools that we have here at DMU, please do get in touch and see if you're eligible for an offer.
We have got one or two courses, haven't we? And the website, dmu.ac.uk, all the courses available are listed on there. All the grades we look for are listed on there. So do jump in, do browse the portfolio, and do get in touch. Now, Olga, we're going to make you work now. You did a degree here at DMU, didn't you? What degree did you do? And how would you describe the DMU experience? Come on, let's flip it on her. Come on. How would you
Um,
describe being a student at DMU?
I did my undergraduate and my postgraduate degree at DMU. I did an undergraduate degree in dance and then a master's in international business and marketing. And I
Big
love
change.
both. Yeah, even though they're very different, that was one of the great things about it is I got to do quite different things. The facilities were amazing for both as well. For dance, we have incredible dance studios. We're very lucky to have those. Not many universities in the UK actually have such amazing studios. The reason I chose DMU is because I really enjoyed my interview experience when I came to do the audition, because the lecturers were very supportive. It wasn't they tried to learn everyone's names even, which was really nice for an audition in dance. You're normally a number rather than
you
a
there
name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 45.
300, number 317. Try that.
So it felt quite personal.
Yeah. So yeah. My experience has been amazing, which is why I'm still here, probably just loving the vibe.
It is the sort of place, DMU, where you think you're coming to for a short period and you kind of end up buying into it and staying here for ages. It is. So many people are students here, then start a short-term job here and end up here forever. We'll do this life to be getting 20 years and we'll still be here. Sorry, Olga, you had questions for us, didn't you?
It just feels like home. Shall we go back to clearing then?
Oh, go on then.
So in terms of course availability, how would applicants find out if the course is still available, if there are still places? Is the best way to just call?
Well, jump on a website first, because that lists every single course, and there's also a link to find out more about what the course actually involves, because in some of the areas like the business school, quite a lot of the courses are, they've got elements of overlap, so you might want to do a bit of research first to work out which course feels like the right one for you. That will list the grades you need so you can double check, but at the same time, even if you think you might be borderline with the grades, just get in touch. The top tip then is, once you've got that broad idea, on the phones, on the WhatsApp, make the inquiry, be proactive, leading hopefully to getting the support, or definitely the support, and hopefully the offer off the back of it.
Amazing. So what is the process like then? Is there something that students need to have prepared before they call? And how does it work?
Ideally, if you've already applied through UCAS, you want your UCAS number to hand, so try and get that ready, because that makes it much easier for us to find you in the system. If you've not applied already through UCAS, don't worry, we can do it from scratch. Have an idea what course you want to apply for. Know the qualifications that you've got. It's amazing how many people ring up. You say, right, okay, what did you get in your A-levels? And we're like, so try and work out what grade you got. So UCAS number, grades available, know what course you want, and that's pretty much all you need. What we can do then is have a conversation, create a record for you, make you a verbal offer, and then if you're not holding places on UCAS at the minute, you can jump onto your UCAS track, which is now open and live, and add that clearing offer on your choice and be sorted. So theoretically, it's now 2:51. You can ring us up at 2:55, get your offer at 3 o'clock, and jump straight onto track at 3:10 and be sorted by 3:30. It literally is as fast as that. It's get in touch, get the offer, go on track, add the choice, relax.
Sounds like great service. So
those are Jamie's timings. I don't know about everybody else. All of us have to type a bit slower than you, Jamie.
Oh, go on then. Maybe you relax by 4 o'clock rather than 3:30. Fair enough. You can have your slippers on in your pajamas, which incidentally is what Del was wearing half an hour ago before we started this live stream. You can be relaxed completely in that time. But it is genuinely is a straightforward process. You just need to be proactive to get involved and take the support that's available.
So how many verbal offers can students have from different universities and courses then?
There's no real formal limit. You can get as many as you want. So you can ring up, browse the market, and then add your choice, or you can research the university you want, give them a call, get the one offer, and add that one choice. But it's kind of, you can only add one on your track though. So before you make that final selection, you need to make sure you pick the right course. We have a lot of students who add the choice on track and 10 minutes later ring up because they've changed their mind and want a different course. So it's a case of browsing the market, getting the offers, working out which one you want, and then adding that choice. And clearing doesn't just happen in one day. People kind of think clearing is results day and then it's done and dusted. Clearing goes on well into September, but at the same time, courses are ever so slightly, day by day by day, courses are closing. So you need to, this is going to contradict myself now, you need to take your time and be thorough, but at the same time, you need to be proactive and quite quick. So
I thought you was going to say, take your time and be quick.
it kind of is, but don't sit there for weeks and then think, oh, I might use clearing, you know. So you need to do the research you might have normally spent months doing in a matter of hours, stroke days. So don't sit on your hands until November and suddenly go, oh. But at the same time, do make sure you've done some consideration before you add the choice, so that you are choosing something you're genuinely going to be comfortable and enjoy. It's a tricky one. It's slow, quick, slow clearing.
Like a dance.
Exactly. I was going to say Italian football, but we'll go with the dads. Yes.
So if someone got into their firm or insurance choice, but they've had a change of heart and would like to come to the amazing DMU, they've been to the open day and had the best experience of their life, and they now want to switch to DMU, can they get an offer from DMU, or do they have to be released from their university first?
They can. So if they've seen us three and thought that we are, you know, the best thing that's happened ever, and they're desperate to come to DMU, they can give us a call first. You know, you notice a lot of the best thing to do is give us a call. So give us a call. We can then work out your eligibility for a course, make you a verbal offer, and you can do all that whilst you're still holding your firm choice. And then if you think, you know what, that's where I want to go, DMU is the place for me. If you're unconditional firm with your first, you can release yourself via UCAS. If you're conditional firm, you need to contact your firm and get released. You then get released from those places, and you can use your UCAS track to add the clearing choice. But definitely contact us first, because then you've got the offer, got the assurance, and you can get released knowing that there's a place waiting for you. That's the far safer way to do it than releasing yourself first and then hoping there's a place at the end of it. That's my advice.
Okay, so when in doubt, call.
That pretty much is the bottom line. Absolutely. You know, because we can give you all this advice, but all this advice is based on general situations. Every single person has got a unique situation pertaining to their particular issues and individual things that have gone on. So it's always worth having that conversation, because then we can make sure that the advice we give and the solution that comes out of it is not based on clearing in general, but based on your exact individual position. So that's why getting in touch is always the best thing to do, because advice pertinent to your own situation is so much more helpful than advice just more broadly. Wouldn't you say, Del? I mean, some of the conversations and outcomes, a student can think they're stuck and then be resolved relatively easily once they have the conversations.
Yeah, so once you explain to us like what your situation is, then you'll be very surprised to find that we can actually resolve it very simply for you. So something that might seem complex in your mind, when you speak to our helpful staff on the phones, we'll be able to quite easily resolve that for you. And like Olga's saying, and like Jamie's saying, it all starts with that phone call, guys. So please, if you are listening, you are thinking about any types of course, please use the numbers that are being flashed across the bottom of the screen.
Trying to resist doing the whole like point down thing.
Yeah, because I'll be pointing down on you.
Yeah, we'll be doing the hand phone signal thing, you know, like a game show in a minute. We'll be doing the whole like call. But genuinely, get in touch and get support is it's the best thing. We're not just saying it because we want you to call us. We're saying it because it is the best way of reaching out and getting that personal guidance.
And if you don't feel like calling, the WhatsApp number is there for you as well, so you can.
It is. Yeah, you can. If you don't want to have the conversation, I mean, WhatsApp, you can get exactly the same service. It's obviously just slightly more elongated because you're messaging back and forth. But if you're more comfortable doing that, then absolutely the same level of advice and guidance is available via WhatsApp as it is on the phone. And you can also get an offer via WhatsApp as well.
Oh wow. So once they got the offer and they know they're definitely coming to DMU, what are the next steps? Can they book accommodation straight after that?
Yes, so as soon as they've added us on UCAS, there's then accommodation available. So accommodation is still guaranteed through clearing, and there's still a decent amount of choice actually in terms of what you can choose. So you can definitely get accommodation. It's all about getting the offer first, adding it on UCAS track, then you've got the accommodation, then you move into things like e-induction, which is loads of support and guidance to help get you ready for when term starts in October. And term starts Monday the 5th of October is the first day of term. So there's a good 6 or 7 weeks still till term starts, and lots of time to get comms and information and guidance to get you ready for the start of university term. And we'll also be aware when term starts, you've been out of education by that point for 7 or 8 months. So the first term will have a lot of support and guidance to get you back into the education swing of things.
And in the meantime, we do have our dedicated Your DMU Future webpage where you guys can see find out a little bit more about how the campus is going to look like in the next academic year, where the lectures will be taking place. Spoiler alert, it's online. And then where the seminars and practical courses might be taking place. And we also have a really helpful student handbook on that website as well. So there's a lot of information about induction and getting started at university. So please make sure you take a look at those as well.
Absolutely. And also 2 of our top brass are stood in the background here, so you can get a glimpse of senior management right here, you see, behind me. So if you want to see what a university senior leader looks like, there's a couple of examples for you, just for reference. You don't get to see these guys very often, you know. A little glimpse at the leadership there.
Back to accommodation. How do applicants book their accommodation?
They'll get an email. So once they've confirmed their place on UCAS, that will trigger a message to come to the accommodation team. They will then push you out an email that's got loads of details about how to book. You'll click on a link, and all of the different halls that will be available will be there for you to browse through and pick your own particular place. And you can choose what building you want to be in, and there's still some chance to choose the actual individual flats and that you want to choose as well. So there's lots of opportunities, but it's proactive. So as soon as you've confirmed the place, all of the comments about the e-induction, the accommodation, and the Your DMU Future, as you just talked about, Olga, all of those comms will come your way actively as soon as you've made that decision to choose us. So you can sort of sit back and wait for all the comms to come. And then top tip then would be, once you get an email asking you to do something, the faster you do it, the faster you move through the sort of next steps of the process.
Thank you both. That was very useful. So just a reminder, if you have just joined us, this is a clearing live stream where we're answering your questions. And if you didn't get quite the grades that you expected, don't worry, do get in touch with us as soon as possible, and you may be able to get an offer based on your mock results rather than your actual results. So please do call our clearing line on 0116 257 7000 or message us on WhatsApp on 07970 655 800, and we'll be able to help. You can see the clearing office just behind Jamie there, a lot of smiley people who are ready to take your call.
Yeah, they're smiling in anticipation of helping you out with your challenges and problems. That's what they're all smiling for, you know.
That's one way to put it.
Absolutely. And if you got any questions at all, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can jump in with the comments. You can ask us some questions right now and we'll tackle us. Or as you might have mentioned, you can get in touch on the comments below. Have you mentioned that? I think we probably mentioned that
once or twice.
But just in case you've just joined us, please give no. We do have a couple of questions in the comments. First one is, when can we come back to campus?
That's a good question. So campus, the campus term will open on Monday the 5th of October, and campus will open at the same point as that. So that's when the teaching and learning will start. Accommodation will be available. You'll still be able to use the library, the computer labs, the sports facilities. Obviously, like everything else in the world, there's going to be social distancing. There's going to be some changes to normal. Certain parts of the teaching experience will definitely be different. Certain parts of the social experience will definitely be different. But in the Your DMU Futures plan, we're doing everything we can to make sure that your experience is a positive one, a constructive one, an exciting one, a memorable one, albeit a subtly different one to future years. But unfortunately, the world situation we're currently in, different is what everyone's doing, but we're adapting and we're being flexible and we are being creative. And we're really looking forward to welcoming people back on campus, because campus is not the same without you guys on it, you know. It's the students that make a university, and we're really looking forward to seeing you guys in 6 or 7 weeks' time.
Yeah, on the other side, of course, not everyone might be able to get to the UK. At the moment, a lot of countries have to quarantine for 14 days. So we had another question asking, I don't know if I'll be able to make it on October the 5th because of certain COVID restrictions. Will there be online classes for international students who won't be able to make it in October? So that's why, like, as Jamie mentioned, we are trying to provide as much support as possible and trying to be as flexible as possible, which is why we are doing the blended learning approach, where you have some of your lectures online, and then some of the other classes on campus. So you will still be able to start your course, and you will still be able to access some of the classes online. But we recommend that you try and get to the UK as soon as possible. And if you have to quarantine, our student accommodation actually provides 14 days of free rent if you book through DMU accommodation. So if you have to quarantine in the UK, you get 2 weeks of free accommodation to be able to do that. If for any reason you cannot make it to the UK because the flights are not flying to the UK, or you can't leave your own country, you will need to get in touch with us, and we will assess it based on individual needs and different countries. So we can't provide a generic advice for everyone regarding this issue, but please do get in touch and we'll see how we can help. Is there anything?
And you should get comms coming your way. You would have had emails, you should have had stuff coming in the post talking about these situations. So do read everything you get thoroughly. Do go onto the landing pages that direct you to, because there's loads more information on there. And for some of these particular situations, particularly international students, in the comms there'll be distinct email addresses and phone numbers relevant to your situation. So rather than ringing a central number, you're best to dig out the comms that have come your way, and then you can get straight through to the expert people in your situation. But just like with everything else, this is a classic where we're being completely flexible and adaptable to make sure that we can meet the changing needs of different students all the time, because even today there's been new countries added to the quarantine list, and I'm sure some will come on and some will go off. So we will adapt, we'll communicate, and we'll support you through that process. So it's a top tip again, just like everything else, is don't worry, and if in doubt, get in touch. It really is the situation, but we accept that things are changing. We know things have been difficult, and we're doing everything to try and make things as straightforward as possible for you in the context of where we are.
Yeah, we also have a nice comment rather than a question. Reese said, I got my results yesterday and got a DDD, as in distinction. And my offer from you guys was DMM. I'm still coming in September because I like the disability support and the course.
Well done, Reese. Triple distinction is pretty impressive, isn't it? And given that we're in a context when lots of people have got lower grades than they hope to get, they've done particularly well there. So yeah, we really look forward to welcoming Reese in September.
Nice.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just one more question is about the party scene in Leicester. So how is partying in Leicester, guys?
I'm too old to party these days, Olga. You know, I'm a father. I'm pretty much retired. You know, it's just a night in with a good book. In reality, you're pretty closer to this than we are in terms of both your DMU experience and, dare I say it, certainly in terms of me, your age. But one of the advantages of DMU is the campus is right next to the city centre. So you've got a whole scene on the campus, which is sort of a distinct university scene that goes through the student union, all the clubs and societies. And partying doesn't necessarily mean drinking and going to pubs and clubs. Partying can be whatever you want to do for fun. But we are right next to the city centre, which is 300,000 people. It's only 10 minutes walk away. It's really, really close to campus. So you've got the urban scene of the city, and then you've got the campus scene itself, and then there's another university across town whose name temporarily escapes me, and they add to that party scene as well, because again you've got two big universities in one medium-sized city. So there is a lot going on. It's a fun place to be, isn't it, Olga?
Yes, and I must say I wasn't a particular party goer when I was at university, but I did go out, and we have a venue at the Students' Union, so there is one on campus where there are nights out, and that's where a lot of societies go on a Wednesday night, because that's the night when all societies go out.
Always.
But yes, we are pretty close to the city centre, and there is something for everyone. If you don't feel like going out to a nightclub, there is adventure golf, there are a few bowling places, there are a few lovely bars, there is some live jazz music as well. So those are some of the places that I went to. But equally, if you are a club goer, then there are a couple of amazing student clubs as well that are very popular. Of course, it might be a little bit different considering the current situation, and you need to remember to follow the government advice and guidance on staying safe. But Leicester has reopened its doors for students and everyone else, and our local businesses can't wait to welcome you because they just really do love students, because it is a very student-friendly city, and half of the population is probably students.
Yeah, honestly, no, it is. We've got 300,000 people in Leicester, and during term time, nearly 40,000 of those are students. So it's sort of 15% of the population. So the economy and the city really rely on the students, and without students here, the city is far less of a place. So definitely, we're looking forward to welcoming you back. And you're right, the social scene might be different, but I reckon it's going to be just as much fun. And probably because you're going to be here in this, unique time in the world, I think it will make it a really unique experience that you'll look back on and cherish, because it is such a different thing. And the word party in here, as you say, Olga, partying can mean anything you want it to mean. Whatever your idea of a party is, university and DMU can provide that for you. So there's still going to be a really exciting and really good fun and really relationship forming, life-changing experience that people can have with us.
Yeah, and if you don't feel safe going out, take it online. I mean, how many quizzes have you guys done in the past 4 months?
In the past week, I've done about that. Honestly, yeah. No,
I refuse to now. It's just at the point now where any quizzes, any online nights together,
come on,
can't do anymore.
I'm going to organise and invite you to it now, mate. You'll offend me if you don't come. No, we did a Zoom quiz on only this Tuesday. No, and you can, and I think we're getting so used to these virtual conversations. It almost feels when it everyone when it first changed, it felt a bit unnatural, didn't it? And even running these sessions felt a bit unusual compared to something face to face. But in reality, you can have just as much fun and just as much banter and get to know people just as well doing this kind of thing. So I think the social experience will be blended in the same sort of way as the academic experience will be, but hopefully all the richer for it.
Yes, thank you very much for all of the information about the clearing and some advice on social life as well. I'm pretty sure that was very useful. To those of you who may have missed this live stream, you can watch it back on our YouTube and Facebook. But we were talking about clearing today and answering your questions, and we're chatting a little bit about the fact that not all students got their predicted grades and might be in a bit of a situation where they're worried that they're not going to be going to uni this year. So this is when you need to call us straight away if you think that your application may have been affected by your actual grades. We may be able to make you an offer based on your mock grades. And if you had a change of heart, or you decided to change your course, change your university, you've decided to actually move away from home, or you decided to stay in Leicester, you can still give us a call and get a place at DMU through clearing. So our clearing number is 0116 257 7000. It's at the bottom of the screen. And you can also message us on WhatsApp on 07970 655 800. Good luck to all of you. We really hope that each and every one of you gets on the course that you like and get the degree that you deserve. Thank you very much to Dal and Jamie for giving us all of this useful advice today. And like I said, if you have missed it, feel free to watch it back on our social media channels. Thank you very much. See you all soon.
Thanks, Olga. Bye-bye.